Hello again, watch friends. Welcome back. Does your watch have a secret? I mean, a secret that's part of the watch. Something that may or may not be obvious by looking at the watch, or might require specific knowledge about that watch. This is part 2 of my watches with secrets. Some are subtle, some are in plain sight, and some are mysterious. Let's see. My H. Moser & C. Endeavor Small Seconds is a beautiful watch. Here, the secret is the power reserve function. It's not on the dial, but on the back of the watch. Okay, not very secret-y. Just turn the watch over, and there it is. However, what I did not know, and discovered almost by accident, is that the dial hand on the power reserve is blued. It's difficult to see, but in the correct light, very attractive. A simple secret, yes, but surprising and pleasing. Sometimes that's what secrets are. This old-style digital watch looks like, well, an old-style digital watch. It came out in the early 1990s as a joint effort between Timex and Microsoft. But the secret lies in a technology which is no longer used, and one that I think many people today would either be unfamiliar with or just vaguely familiar. That technology is cathode ray tube monitors. What do CRTs have to do with horology? Well, for this watch, everything. You see, CRTs worked in a similar way to older TVs, in that the image seen on the screen was a series of scan lines, starting at the top and zigzagging across the screen top left to bottom right. The scan was too fast to be perceptible by the human eye, so the image looked like a continuous picture. I'll spare you the technical details regarding US versus European standards, scan rates, etc. Back to the future, so to speak. The Timex data link not only showed the time, but contained and displayed a rudimentary database. It could show names, phone numbers, and a brief comment. There was a corresponding program for the PC in which you entered and updated this data. However, it only worked for systems using Windows 95 and Windows 98. Do you remember those? So here's the surprise or secret. The watch had a small lens or sensor at the top of the dial used to read a series of pulsating horizontal bars that were transmitted from the CRT. Kind of like reading an early barcode. When you held the watch up to the screen, the sensor in the watch would receive the data via the scan lines and write to the watch's EEPROM memory. Pretty cool, at least for 2.5 decades ago. So now you know the secret of the Timex Microsoft Data Watch. No wires, no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, just an interesting gimmick that's now lost in tech history. My Vostok Commodore Ski is a cheap watch. I mean, really cheap. The thing costs about $50. Add $20 for shipping, direct from Russia, and you have a unique mechanical piece with a couple of neat secrets. First, the crystal does not use the traditional method of using an O-ring gasket between the crystal and case for water tightness. Rather, the watch relies on the crystal being flattened as the water pressure increases when diving, therefore making a better watertight seal with a case. The other secret involves the case back. Instead of using an O-ring gasket between the screw-down case back and the case for water tightness, the Vostok uses a two-piece screw-on case back where the outer one presses on the O-ring against the inner one. The higher the pressure, the stronger the seal. This negates the traditional approach problem of having to replace the O-ring every time the case back is opened. I collect a variety of watches, some of which are vintage pieces. I like the Stella from the 1940s because of the Bauhaus design. Stella was one of the first that incorporated the Bauhaus design into their watches, and I was thrilled to find this piece. The secret is not obvious and lies inside the watch. The movement. Simply put, this is an automatic watch. At least that's how I bought it from eBay or somewhere, I can't remember. When I noticed it wasn't keeping good time, I sent it to a watchmaker I trusted to diagnose and fix the problem. Well, the problem was simple. There was no rotor. It had been removed. So the watch was no longer an automatic movement. The seller refused to refund my money and claimed he didn't know anything. Sure. But my solution was ingenious, if I do say so myself. I asked the watchmaker to turn this watch into a manual wind piece. I know, it was no longer original. Geez, it was apparently not original when I bought it either. So the secret of this vintage Stoa is that it's a manual wind only automatic watch. That's pretty rare. Keeps good time now, by the way. I'm happy with it, and you never know by looking at it what the secret is. The secret that lies within. So, some of these secrets are more secret than others. Whether they're visible or hidden, I find watch secrets one of the many interesting aspects of watch collecting. Maybe you do as well. What watch secrets do your watches have? Comment below and let us know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.